Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out VH1 Access. VH1 Access sent me this really disturbing story. It's about a young man. His name is DeShawn Currie, and he's 16 years old. He's a black male, and he's basically living with a white family. They're his foster family. So what happened is that DeShawn came home early from school. I don't know if he was sick. Something was going on, and the mother left the door unlocked for him to be able to get in that day. So one of the neighbors spotted him walking into the house, and they assumed that it was some type of burglary going on. And he says the next thing he knows, the police are there, and they're spraying him with pepper spray. They're thinking that he's a burglar. Go ahead and check out this story, and I will come back with the rest of my comments.
High school student outraged that police pepper sprayed him inside their home after a neighbor mistook him for an intruder. It happened yesterday afternoon on England Avenue in Fuquay-Varina. Andrea Blanford is live outside the Fuquay-Varina Police Department, where the family just met with the police chief. Andrea?
Yeah, good evening, Tisha. Ricky and Stacy Tyler have fostered DeShawn Currie for about a year. All three of them sat down with the police chief here in Fuquay-Varina just a short while ago. That meeting lasted a couple of hours. The family moved to Fuquay back in July, and they say while they are still getting to know their neighbors, it is hurtful that someone would just assume DeShawn was a burglar for going about his normal routine of walking home after school. DeShawn Currie doesn't like to have his picture made, but that doesn't make him feel any less a member of the Tyler family.
I know this is where I belong.
He's my baby boy just as much as my other three children are.
Ricky and Stacy Tyler left their side door unlocked Monday for DeShawn, who was coming home early from school. Fuquay-Varina police say when a neighbor saw him walk in, they called 911 reporting a break-in. Soon 3 officers were inside the house, all to DeShawn's surprise.
It was like, put your hands on the door. I was like, for what? I was like, this is my house. I was like, why are y'all in here?
DeShawn says he became angry when officers pointed out those pictures on the mantle, assuming he didn't belong there. An argument ensued and the pepper spray came out.
All I hear was sprayed me from the back of my neck on up to my eyes.
Stacy came home clearing up the confusion with officers, but not with the rest of her family.
My 5-year-old last night, she looked at me, she said, Mama, I don't understand why they hated our brother and they had to come in and hurt him.
Everything that we've worked so hard for in the past years was stripped away yesterday in just a matter of moments.
DeShawn says he chose this family with the hope of security and love, but now he's not sure if he'll ever be able to move on.
I'm feeling, comfortable, and, I didn't move in my room, and, I'm feeling like I'm loved. And then when they come in and then just to profile me and say that I'm not who I am and that I do not stay here because there was white kids on the wall, that really made me mad.
And Fuquay-Varina police released this statement just a short while ago saying that officers did respond to a report of suspicious criminal activity. Officers say DeShawn became belligerent and threatening, and when he wouldn't follow instructions, that is when an officer pepper sprayed him inside that house. Officers also mentioned in the statement today that this happened in a neighborhood that has recently experienced some criminal activity. We're live in Fuquay-Varina. Andrea Blanford, ABC.
So you guys just watched the news clip, and the whole situation is disturbing. Kudos to this family for taking on a foster child. A lot of folks, even people of color, even black folks, won't even take on black foster children, won't adopt other black kids. But you see, this white family had no problem allowing this young black man to come and stay with them. So kudos to them, because it's not easy being a foster parent. And he seems to be doing really good. He likes the family. Everything was going well up until this situation. So a lot of things disturbing with this. I think is this: are the neighbors not that close? Do the neighbors not know that they're running a foster care program? Do the neighbors not know that he does live there? I just find it funny that the neighbors are so quick to call the police, as opposed to saying, oh, that's DeShawn. They automatically assume that he was a burglar. I'm all for, neighborhood watch and looking out for your neighbor's stuff, making sure nobody's breaking into their house. But again, we've had a lot of stories lately where folks are calling the police anytime they suspect that somebody black is doing something. We had the case in Walmart. We had the black mother down in Texas who was pulled over because supposedly she was driving a vehicle and somebody had called in her plates, and it ended up that she was doing nothing wrong. She was, riding around with 4 of her children. So this is happening more and more. But I think another thing that made me sad about this case is when I read a lot of the comments, a lot of folks were saying, damn, well, he's lucky, he didn't get shot. He should be happy all they did was pepper spray him. And I think it's gotten really, really sad that we got to a point in this country where we had to be relieved that the police chose pepper spray over bullets. You know, that's insane. And he is very lucky that he didn't lose his life. And he is very lucky that they chose the pepper spray as opposed to saying, oh, he was reaching for a weapon. He was going to do something. And then they could have possibly shot and killed him in that home. You know, we had the case the other day in South Carolina where we had an overzealous cop who got so nervous about somebody reaching to go grab their driver's license that he shot that person. And if it wasn't caught on camera, he could have easily said the guy reached for a weapon or that he feared for his life. But we all saw the tape and that wasn't the case. Thank God that this young man was not killed and was not hurt or maimed in any way, because we have too many stories going on across the nation where teenagers are being killed. Recently, an 18-year-old was shot again in Ferguson, Missouri. He was shot and killed. You know, I just feel like a lot of these police officers are doing the most, and I'm not blaming them for coming out because there was a call made. So whenever there's a call made, they're going to come out. But I think a lot of people should get to know their neighbors more, get to know who lives in the household, and realize that just because a black person is going into a white person's home does not necessarily mean that they're going in there with some type of horrible intent or to rob the family. You know, so I just find the whole situation just sad. And it's really unfortunate that poor DeShawn had to go through this at such a young age with racial profiling. Anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire story. All right. Deuces.